Hi guys, beautiful day out, taking a walk. Now what I want to talk about today is why getting divorced as a Christian is way worse than getting divorced if you're not a Christian. Now this is going to be a bit of a long one, I think, because I have quite a bit to say. But at the end of the day, I want this to be of benefit to you. And what I've noticed from my other videos talking about the divorce topic is that they're not very popular. And I suppose that's because no one really wants to watch videos about divorce, do they? Especially if they're busy getting divorced, have been divorced, or it's something you want to forget about, something you want to delete from your mind. But perhaps some of this, what I'm about to say, it'll be a bit of some comfort to you, because it's been of some comfort to me. But this will also be one of those videos that's going to be, an eye-opener. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. I'm going to say it like it is. Now, the first reason why divorce as a Christian is way worse than someone who is not is that you feel like you're not only disappointing your family around you, perhaps the family of your partner, perhaps your children, perhaps your friends, but the biggest problem is you'll feel like you're disappointing God in one way or another. Disappointing God is not something that sits lightly on the conscience of a human being. Now, yes, God hates divorce. God never intended for married couples to get divorced. It should be until death do us part. But God also knows that our hearts are wicked and sinful, Christian or no Christian, and that relationships sometimes end for all sorts of reasons. Now, what I've learned about God is that, you know what, He can handle disappointment. God can handle being disappointed by you messing up your marriage, or by your partner messing up your marriage. He can handle it. He's God. He created the universe and everything in it and everything outside it. He can handle the disappointment. So it's not so much a thing that you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is going to do some serious introspection. Some hardcore introspection. Go and search your own soul. Go and search your own life. Analyze it to death. And if you find things there that need repenting of, that need changing, that need renewal, that needs forgiveness, well, go and find them, go and admit them, go and confess them, so that the Lord can forgive you, but more importantly, so that He can start showing His favor towards you again. Sometimes in a marriage, it's one person's fault. If you want to look at things simplistically, it's one person's fault why the marriage ended. Someone cheated, someone did something else that was really stupid or selfish or wicked or whatever the case may be. But as we know, in most instances it takes two to tango. But whatever your part to play might have been in the end of your marriage, go and look at it, confess it to the Lord, repent, give it to Him, and let Him do what He may with that. And I can tell you, if you do, He's going to very quickly start lifting you up, very quickly. Now, the second reason why getting divorced as a Christian is worse than for secular people is not only are you going to lose some members of your family, possibly. Obviously, you're going to lose your whole family on your in-law side, for reasons I'll explain a bit later. But you're probably going to lose your spiritual family. The probability of you being able to continue in the same church family is going to be very low, if not excruciatingly difficult. Now, it doesn't matter whether you were at fault or whether you were innocent. It really doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be whispers, there's going to be rumors, there's going to be accusations, there's going to be reasons given as to why X is leaving Y. And people are going to believe one side of the story. They're going to pick a side to be loyal to and to have their allegiance with, and they're going to buy that side of the story, and they are going to float with it. And some of those people might be in your church family, and they're just going to look at you funny. And there's going to be, a church family is like a small village. If one person knows, eventually everybody knows. But let's say you're completely innocent. Let's say all the things you've been accused of are not true. Some people are still going to go, difficult not to believe, and people are just going to start treating you differently. Even if just purely based on the fact that your marriage, which is, as I've mentioned, holy in the sight of God, is now dissolving. They're going to have all their own ideas, all their own reasons why they will look at you funny. So every morning when you go to church and you walk in there, you're going to now have people looking at you differently, perhaps saying one or two things and whisper to someone else, or just generally treating you different because you are now part of breaking a sacred covenant with God. And it's not going to be comfortable. So you either have to choose whether you have to continue going to the same place for worship and fellowship, or whether you need to start from a clean slate, and find another church family, which is obviously very difficult to do, not an easy thing, especially if you've been in a place for years and built up relationships and so forth. But you're going to lose, most likely, your spiritual home as well, not just your literal home. You won't just lose your friends, some of them, at least the ones that may have been actual friends, but you'll lose all your friends on your partner's side, because almost all of them will believe her story, and that'll be the end of that, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So be prepared, be warned, see for yourself if you have an amazing spiritual family, like I have at the moment, you might be able to get their help and their guidance and their attention and their, how can I say, support during an extremely difficult period in your life, if you're lucky. But in my experience, for the most part, once you go down the road of the big D, you can delete your whole spiritual family in one form or another. Whether you're innocent or not is irrelevant. The third reason why getting divorced as a Christian is on average worse than for an unbeliever is the story that needs to be spun in order to do something so radical as to leave your life partner. Now, in most cases, divorce is initiated by one person, started by one person. One person leaves, right? Someone leaves. It's very seldom that it's a situation of two people sitting around a table and they're both together on a mutual ground somehow, like business partners, and business partners decide to dissolve this partnership amicably. That almost never happens. It's always one person leaving the other, almost always. Now, what's going to hurt big time for the person getting left is that the person leaving will have to create a narrative and come up with an extremely long list of reasons why they were leaving you. Remember, that person smelted themselves to you. That person promised you and the whole world and God that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with you. And part of that decision comes from a whole bunch of internal traits that you have inside of you, usually. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you don't have a big house and a fancy car. Maybe, you don't have a, what do they call it, six-figure job, six-figure job. Whatever the case may be, the point is they decided to marry you, and they had reasons for it, and they had good reasons for it. And they now need to go and create a list of, they need to go and create a whole new list of reasons why they should leave you. And they need to use that list not only to give themselves the inspiration and the courage to leave you, but they also need to take that list and show it to all their friends, all their family, in order to be able to justify them leaving you. And that long list is going to sting. It's going to sting bad. Not because of the items that are true, but because of the items that are not true. And you're going to have to swallow it and deal with it. And there's no way that other person's going to change that list for you. There's no way that other person's ever going to go to their friends and family and go, Mom, Dad, John, Mary, I actually wasn't honest on my list. That item there on that list wasn't fair. Well, this item here wasn't true. The list is going to stay the list. Because the list, as I said, performs two functions. It allows that person to walk away and to overwrite all the good stuff about you. And that list also allows that person to justify to their friends, to their family, and whomever else need be, why they're leaving you. So just wait for the list. It'll hurt. And it's the lies. It's the lies behind what has been told about you. And that's what makes it really bad for a believer. So long story short, don't worry too much about the list. People are going to walk out of your life. They're going to believe the list. You know what? Let them walk. If they want to believe the list, let them walk. Because they're doing you a favor. You no longer have to interact with and deal with a person that cannot see your value. And I spoke about value earlier in another video. I'll add a link onto this video. But it's about why I threw away a piece of copper pipe. People are willing to walk out of your life because of one side of a story without even having the time or decency to hear your side of the story. Let them walk. Their loss. Their loss. They couldn't see you or your value. That's their problem. And just remember, that list of internal traits that you have, that list of internal characteristics that attracted your partner in the first place, all those good, fantastic things that attracted your partner in the first place, those internal things. I'm not talking about the external things. I'm not talking about houses and cars and fat bank balances and all that jazz. I'm talking about the stuff inside of you. You know what? That stuff's still there. That stuff's still there inside of you. Why? Because it took you quite a long time to garner those characteristics. Those characteristics that you have are not just found in any old person. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry walking around in the streets has the characteristics that you have that were attractive and important and valuable when that person found you and started discovering them. You still have all that good stuff inside of you, and you've possibly enhanced some of them, sharpened some of them, and added one or two new ones by now to that. If they can't see it, let them walk. They're doing you a favor. You don't have to deal with people who can't see true value. The last reason why getting divorced as a believer is way worse than getting divorced as an unbeliever is that you're going to be stripped naked in every way. Yes, financially. Yeah, you're probably going to lose your home. You could lose your kids. You could lose a whole bunch of pension policies and stuff even. You never know. I don't know what you got. My point is you're going to be stripped naked. On all levels. On all levels. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. That person leaving you is going to leave you with nothing in one form or another. And it'll be very difficult for you to reconcile within yourself, considering that that person was supposed to love you for the rest of your life type thing. But you're going to have to get on your knees. You're going to have to cry out to God. And you're going to have to ask for mercy and for help. And if you repent from whatever you may have done in your life to contribute to the situation, should there be such things to repent from, then then the Lord will find you in your nakedness. He will lift up your head. He will wipe away your tears. He will put a new robe on you. And He will give you a ring on your finger. He'll restore your heart. And He will put you at a place of honor at His table. And then your new life will begin. Your new life will begin. I don't say the things I'm going to revisit. Yes, they are. But restoration is restoration. Truth is truth. Love is love. And everything else in between doesn't really matter.